Hello everyone and welcome to How to Prepare the Final Document Package for EPIK. My name is Samantha and as a recruiter here at Korvia, I mainly deal with the EPIK program and the final document stage. This video is actually a recorded version of our EPIK Spring 2023 webinar that was hosted by me on August 22nd, 2022. We know that due to the time difference, it may have been a very difficult time for some of you to attend. So my team and I have decided to provide the necessary basic information that was discussed and share it with you all here. So whether you're applying for the upcoming EPIK Spring 2023 intake or future terms, or you have recently passed the EPIK interview and need to gather your final documents but are not sure exactly where to begin, we hope that this might help and ease some stress. So in this webinar, we mainly focused on EPIK application form, Apostille CRC, Apostille BA Diploma, additional important documents you may need to provide, transcripts, and of course, the recommendation letters. If you are looking for an answer to a particular one of these topics, then the time is also available in the description box below so that you can just skip to that section and don't have to sit through the whole video. So first things first, please print the correct form. When submitting the final documents, you will also need to submit a hard copy of the application form with 2 passport photos. So please download it as a PDF first and then hit print. The printed application form should look like what is on my screen right now and not this one on the right. If the printed application form that you print looks like the one on the right and that's what you send to us, unfortunately, our EPIK team here at Korvia might ask you to resend the application. So please make sure you download it as a PDF and then print it out. Also, the 2 passport photos should follow the guidelines of a regular passport photo with a white background printed on photo paper and taken from the chest up. It's also very important that on page 5 of the application form, you sign your name and it has to be an ink signature. So when you actually print out your EPIK application form, this page will already have your name typed there for you in the signature box, like shown on my screen here. So what you can actually do is just put your ink signature over your type name, or anywhere here in this space, you can just put your ink signature. But we really need your ink signature on this page. For EPIK, a digital PDF signature is not acceptable at any time. So whenever they ask for a signature, it always has to be a physical ink signature in blue or black pen. Also, very important, please answer truthfully on the application. We do not want you to lose your opportunity just because you were not honest on some of the questions. So especially questions such as tattoos, medical conditions, and medication, please answer correctly. If you're not entirely sure what to put down for your answer, please contact your recruiter for help or always reach out to our support desk for assistance. With that being said, let's now dive into more serious and complicated parts of the final documents, which is also probably the reason why you're watching this video. First, the Apostille criminal background check. So the criminal background check, or CRC or DBS, is only valid for 6 months for the visa process. So if you are applying for spring, the CRC needs to be dated on or after August 1st. And if you're applying for fall, the CRC needs to be dated on or after February 1st. So they need to be dated as on or after the opening date of each term. If the date on the CRC is before those dates, depending on the term you're applying for, unfortunately, our EPIK team here at Korvia will ask for you to obtain a new CRC since it won't be valid for visa. So please check the date before you begin the process, and if you already obtained the CRC, double check that the date is good and that your full name is written correctly. CRC is usually what takes the most time. So if the time you're applying is after the opening date, we recommend you to get started on the criminal background check as soon as possible. And starting this after you pass your EPIK interview might be too late depending on when you're applying. Here on my screen is actually the FBI background check for the United States. So if you're from the States and you're applying, this is what you're looking to receive electronically or in the mail. For UK, it's actually going to be this long blue paper here. And for Canada, it will look something like this. And South Africa, PCC, this is how it looks like. Again, please check for the dates and that your name is written correctly. We've had issues in the past where the applicant were not aware that it was spelt wrong, and then they had to go through the whole process once again and spend even more money. So please just make sure once you get everything. Also, we recommend you to make photocopies of these and all other documents before you send them off for apostille. This way, in a situation where your apostille is taking way too long, you might be able to use the photocopies as a placeholder until you receive the apostille version. And also, it's your own document, so it's kind of good to keep a copy with you. All right, so again, once you receive the documents back from Apostille, these are what you're looking to receive. So for UK, it should actually have this small little white paper attached to the document, and then also a paper with the seal as a cover, which is that red seal there. US, it should be this yellow paper attached to that FBI check I showed you before. And if you receive your FBI check back in the mail, and if it doesn't have this yellow paper binded to it, then you most likely got it apostilled at a state level and not a national level. So then you will actually have to go get a new one done at a national level and send it to DOS, Department of State, which is in Virginia. And for Canada, since there is no apostille in Canada, you will have to get it authenticated. And you do this by just going to the closest Korean consulate, and they'll give you a stamp on it like you see here on my screen and sign it off that it's valid for the visa process. My lovely applicants from South Africa. So EPIK formally announced that as of last fall 2022 intake, that they're only accepting apostilles from DERCO. They're not accepting high court apostilles. This means you will be sending both the PCC and the SAQA letter with your diploma to DERCO for apostille. Without a SAQA letter, you will not be able to get your diploma apostilled, so please plan everything accordingly, since there has been the most delays with our South African applicants getting everything processed through DERCO. Start the process early and bother DERCO if you need to regarding the status of your documents. Bother them until you can get a confirmation and a response, and that you can track your apostille documents. Again, please make photocopies of everything before you send anything off to DERCO, so that this way, in case the process takes too long, you will at least have the photocopies of your documents to use as a backup. So another document that you need to get apostilled is the BA diploma. For those who also have a master's diploma, it is not needed to apostille that unless your major is in education or teaching or TEFL. Make sure the name on your diploma is the same one as the one on your passport. For all of the EPIK application process, your legal name that is on your passport is the one you should be using to apply. If you use another name during your time at your university, you will need to obtain a proof of letter or some sort of document to state that that is your actual diploma. And this goes for same for anyone who went through a name change, or if the diploma is just written on another name, you will need to get additional documents to prove that that is your actual diploma. Please do not get your original physical diploma apostilled, since EPIK does not return any of the documents back to you once you submit it. So make a photocopy, get the copy notarized, and then get it apostilled. Depending on the country you are from, some universities will do notarizations, and also banks or even postal office will do it too. So please check depending on where you are applying from. If you are from the United States, we do have an agency that you can use that we've partnered up with called Monument Visa. They will actually notarize and apostille for you, and it is much faster than sending it yourself to DOS. You can head to our website for more information on how to do this. For the UK, we recommend using an agency called Hague Apostille, which were recommended from a lot of our applicants, since they will also notarize, or what you guys call legalize in the UK, and apostille for you as well. And I believe they will take care of this in just as short as just 2 days. So please check them out. For my lovely South African applicants, I am pretty sure there are many agencies you can use as well, but please double check that they're completely reliable, since we've had some issues in the past with applicants getting scammed through certain agencies, and they weren't aware, and then they would have to go through the whole process once again. So please, for any country really, not just my South African applicants, but if you're applying from the States, UK, or even Canada, Australia, New Zealand, anywhere really, if you do use another agency other than the ones that we mentioned, please just make sure that they are a reliable agency to trust with your important documents. So once you get the Apostille diplomas back in the mail, these are what you're looking to receive if it was successfully apostilled. So for UK, again, is that same little white piece of paper attached and a letter as a cover with the seal. US, it should actually be this white paper with the gold seal, and a copy of the diploma should be marked with a stamped imprint. New Zealand should be these two papers binded together with the red seal and ribbon. For any of the apostille documents, whether it's the CRC or the diploma, anything that you're getting apostilled, please do not unbind them or unstaple them. So please do not remove the staples or remove the binding or the ribbon that is attaching them together. Because if you do this, it might not be acceptable for visa anymore. So please just leave it how it is. But of course, please make copies of everything. So you can just make copies of it without unbinding them. You can just fold them just a little bit. But try not to damage them. So for just UK and Australia, you do just have one extra document that you need to get apostilled. Again, this is just for UK and Australia. So if you're from other countries other than England and Australia, you do not have to worry about this document. For UK and Australia, you will also need to submit an apostilled birth certificate. Hague Apostille that I mentioned before for England also does apostille for birth certification. So you can send them all your documents at once and get them all apostilled and notarized together. If you have no idea where your birth certificate is or misplaced it, you have to ask mom and dad, who knows where it is. You can just obtain a original certified copy and get it apostilled. And you should be able to get that at the General Register office, and you should be able to order a new one. But please, again, do this early. Okay. So for Australia, it will look something like that. And then England, there it is. Okay, so what if you immigrated to England and Australia? Well, then, since you weren't born there, you will have to submit your registration of certification or immigration and naturalization documents. So again, if you have no idea where this is, please start planning in advance so that we're not rushed on time. Okay? So to summarize, if you are from the UK and Australia, you need to get 3 things apostilled. Apostille CRC, Apostille Diploma, and birth certificate if you were born there. If you are from all other countries other than UK and Australia, you just need to get the CRC and BA Diploma apostilled. Included in the final documents are also 2 official transcripts from your university. It must be official transcripts, so they must be completely sealed. Once you open the transcripts, they become unofficial and EPIK will not accept them. So just leave them completely sealed once you receive them and try not to tamper it when you get them. You do not have to get these transcripts apostilled, but I do personally recommend writing a note, as I have here on my screen, which basically says, please do not open this envelope unofficial once it's sealed. And then I have translated it below in Korean for you guys. You guys can always come back to this video or use Google Translate to write this down on your envelope. I say this because sometimes with the delivery courier service, especially here in Korea, they sometimes open unmarked envelopes just to make sure that it's safe. So it might be good to just leave a note on there like this, just so that they don't open your transcripts and they become unofficial. Okay. For those that are attending universities who no longer does physical official transcript and only does official electronic transcripts, that's okay, but you will just have to provide a letter of proof from the university saying so. Or what you can do is take a screenshot from the university website and send it to us. But when you do so, just make sure that the screenshot clearly indicates that it is from your university. And of course, for my applicants who are submitting the documents and are not officially graduated yet, then when you're submitting your final documents, you will just send us your unofficial transcript that includes your current grade, and then you will send us a final official transcript once you have officially graduated. But the date on the final transcript has to be a date later than your graduation date, because if the dates do not match, then EPIK will again ask for another transcript. Okay, so please double check that before you send us your transcripts. All right, so now, letter of recommendations. So here are the important requirements that you should be checking once you receive the letters from your references. For the letters of recommendations, you can open them. Please open them when you get them and actually check for all of these, okay? So first, it should be addressed to whom it may concern or EPIK. Dear EPIK, dear EPIK team, along those lines is good. Just make sure they don't address it to our agency. If they write Dear Korvia or Dear Korvia team, it will not work. You will not be able to use it. I usually tend to tell my applicants to get a letter that says to whom it may concern rather than EPIK, so that in the future you might be able to use that letter again. Letterhead with the logo is required. So please make sure they put a logo, proper letterhead. If you're getting one from your professor, they will just put their university logo. Or if you're getting one from your previous employer or current employer, they will have to put their business logo. If for some reason you get the letter and it does not have a proper logo or it does not look very legit, then you can always ask for a business card from your reference and attach it to the letter too. That works. Your full name on the letter needs to be the same one that is on your application. So your full name, at least in the introduction of the letter, needs to be exactly like it is on your passport, since again, that's the one you're applying with. If the name on the letter is different than the one on your passport, unfortunately, you will have to ask them for a new letter. The written date or the type date cannot be longer than 2 years. So it doesn't matter how long you've known them and if it's less than 2 years, but the letter cannot be older than 2 years. The letter also needs to have a physical address of the university or company. And of course, it also needs phone number, email address, job title of your reference, and the full name of your reference. If your reference usually goes by abbreviations for their name, such as TJ, AJ, all those, make sure in the letter they don't just put TJ or AJ. Make sure they write their full name. Also, relationship. They need to state the relationship in the letter. So how they know you. Example, they can put down in the letter, I have known so-and-so for more than a year as his professor or director, supervisor, manager. You get the gist. And ink signature. Okay, our team, our EPIK team here, emphasize this. We emphasize this so much, but we still get digital signatures. So we say it again and again. Letters of recommendation has to be in only ink signature. So the letter cannot contain both digital and ink. That is not acceptable. It can only have one signature that is signed by them in pen. Please also don't forge the signatures. If there is issues in obtaining the letter and the physical signature, just let us know or let your recruiter know so that we can work it out together. It is very obvious when you forge the signatures, and our EPIK team here at Korvia are used to so many applicants and application forms. They can tell, and EPIK is also not very dumb with thousands of applicants that apply every term, and they can tell as well. So just don't forge it. Just let us know, update us, and communicate with us if there's issues for you obtaining the signatures. All right, phew, we're almost done here. So you will also need your passport to come to Korea, obviously. So please grab your passport after this video and make sure that the expiration date is good for you to come to Korea. So the expiration date cannot be more than a year and a half from the opening date that you're applying. So that sounds probably a little confusing, but for my spring 2023 intake that is watching this video, for you guys, the expiration date cannot be later than December 2024. Does that make sense? So if your expiration date is before December 2024, there we go, then you will have to get a new passport. So you will have to renew your passport. So just always remember, it should be a year and a half from the opening date that you're applying for. So for spring 2023, December 24 would be your cutoff. If you are getting your passport renewed or applying for a new passport, please do that early, because with COVID-19, there has been delays with obtaining passports, and we just don't want you to spend so much money expediting it just because you don't have enough time. So again, for everything, just do it early, plan in advance, and also before you send off your passport for renew, again, also make a photocopy of this so that you at least have your copy as a placeholder in case the new passport is taking too long to arrive. Okay. And KP, my Korean pride. All right, for any applicants who have the possibility of having a Korean heritage, you will have to check with the Korean Embassy and Korean Immigration Office. No matter where you are at and where you're applying from, you can do an international call, and the number will be 1345. Very easy to remember, just 1345. That's it. Please give them a call and double check with the embassy and the immigration office. And when you do this, I recommend you to keep a record. So if you're calling them, please try to record the phone conversation. If you're emailing them, please keep screenshots of everything. And also get the name of the representative that you're speaking to. We say this because sometimes one representative will say one thing and then another representative will say another. And we really don't want EPIK to blame you for that. So just keep a record. It's always good to keep a record. Finally, we're almost at the end. For those who have chosen the preferred location as Seoul or Incheon, you will have to submit a couple extra forms, not many. This is just for those who are selecting just Seoul or Incheon. If your city preference or province preference is going to be flexible, you do not have to worry about this. Okay, so it's just if you're just putting down Seoul or Incheon. For Seoul, you will have to download the attachment and addendum form and fill out and sign. So here on my screen is actually the attachment form, which is the first page of this form that you have to submit. This page actually does not require your signature, so you can type this page here. Okay, so just fill it out. Okay, and then the next 4 pages, which are here, is actually going to be the addenda pages. Okay, so these actually have to be filled out by you in pen and not on computer, since here I blank, it wants you to write your full name in pen, and then on the 4th page it actually requires teacher's name, or here you're supposed to put your signature. Okay, name and signature. So these 4 pages actually have to be filled out in ink with your pen. Okay, if you submit these 4 pages to us typed, you will have to pay extra money and cost to submit a signed version again to our office. So please, we really don't want you to waste your money and send us multiple envelopes to our office, because international shipping can be pretty pricey. So please just give us a signed hand one the first time. Okay. And for Incheon, you guys will just need to submit this one form. So it is an agreement letter for security deposit. And again, this has to be filled out also in pen, in ink. Okay. You guys are probably sick of me saying that now. Please remember to sign this in ink. Okay. So where it says I blank, you should write your full name there. And then where it says employee's signature, okay, that should be your signature there. Okay. And also give your date. And that concludes our how to prepare the final document package for EPIK. My team and I here at Korvia hope that these information will be helpful for you when preparing all the final documents, which we know can be very stressful. But don't worry, you always got us, and feel free to reach out for any questions or concerns at any time. You can email us at epik@korvia.com or reach out to your personal recruiter. If you missed this webinar hosted by me, again, Samantha, no need to be sad because we have way more webinars coming up. So keep an eye out on our event page on our Korvia website for future webinars and future events. Feel free to also stay connected with us through our Facebook, Instagram, and Kakao group chat. Thank you so much for listening. I know it was a long video, and hope to see you here in South Korea as an EPIK teacher. Until next time, and take care, Korvians. Bye!